New test to reveal toxins present in the Lahaina ash. The Hawaii Department of Health detected arsenic, lead, cobalt, and copper in samples collected from Lahaina properties. Arsenic is the biggest concern. The cancer-causing toxin was found at levels more than 11 times higher than what is considered to be acceptable. Anyone entering Lahaina should use PPE, including masks, and should take care not to disturb the ash and to avoid direct exposure.
The findings come 2 months after toxins were also discovered in ash samples collected from fire-ravaged areas in upcountry Maui. Kula and Lahaina residents can monitor real-time air quality readings online at fire.airnow.gov.